you have an amazing resume, and a lot of the films you've done have gotten critical acclaim, and everyone's seen them. But there has to be like one or two that you feel like that have fallen through the cracks that maybe deserve another look. What film or films would you like to sort of signal out, if you will, for like maybe people to take another look at?
Well, my personal favorite, I've made 100 films now up until Christmas past. My personal favorite that I'd love people to take another look at, it was Michael Collins. Neil Jordan wrote and directed. He was, for those that don't know, he was an Irish revolutionary hero, one of the founders of the modern Irish state. Highly controversial because he's regarded as the father of modern day terrorism. Even just saying that makes it controversial. He invented the cells of people, 3 people, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, all fighting for the same cause, but each cell doesn't know what the other's doing, to cut down on informers. That was Michael Collins invented that, and it was adopted during the formation of the State of Israel, for example. Menachem Begin and his colleagues, they all had code words for their operations, some of which were in honor of Michael Collins. They'd be called Michael for certain operations. That's a film I don't think many people saw it in this country. It did very well in Ireland, of course, before Titanic came that put it into second place or third place. But that film I'd love people to see again.
Sure. You've done, as you mentioned, 100 roles. Of those 100, what's like the one or two that you really went above and beyond in like your preparation process in terms of getting ready to make the project?
Well, certainly Michael Collins. There's been 2 or 3 others, but I think this memory film, this Alex Lewis character, I did quite a lot of research, especially in the field of the affliction of Alzheimer's and dementia, which my character in memory is suffering from, and it gives the script and the film various levels of moral ambiguity, let's say.
Well, I was going to say, one of the things about memory and your performance in the film is a lot of stars, if you will. Sometimes they debate showing themselves as like weaker on screen. I've heard stories about certain action stars refuse to lose a fight in a movie. And what I enjoy, which I guess is true, but what I enjoyed about this is that you are willing to portray someone who's not the strongest in the room, who's being afflicted with an ailment that affects millions of people. Is that one of the reasons why you wanted to make this project?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I know some actors too who refuse to lose a fight, or, and I get it. But no, I'm not from that stable. I love showing a character's vulnerability, especially if he's been made to be an action hero or something like that. As a kid, I did love Westerns. I loved the strong, silent, stoical type. But the older I got and the more I've had the luck to be in this profession, it's like, it's good to show, we're all shades of gray, we've all got strengths and we've all got weaknesses. And it's important for an audience to see that,
Completely. You got to work with Martin Campbell, and I've spoken to Martin before, and I know he takes a real interest in action scenes, and he's always going for the realism, and he likes to shoot them a particular way. Can you sort of talk about collaborating with him, and what did you enjoy about working with him?
Martin's old school. By that I mean he's the type of director, he's the governor on set, and which I like. I like having my boss be the director, my director being the boss. But that being said, we worked very closely because for my research into the Alzheimer's - dementia, I wanted to my character to show little traits of this, that, and the other. And but I said to Martin, I said, Martin, if I'm going overboard with this, if I'm showing too much of this particular aspect, please pull me back, which he did. So we worked very closely, and I totally left the action up to him because he's a master at it, and he always keeps in mind the thrust and the dynamism of the storyline, which is very important. Some directors would get bogged down in one aspect of a scene, and then it loses the kick, the momentum of the film, of the story, But Martin's always keeps the shape of the film in his head, No, he was great to work with, Martin. I'd love to work with him again.
One of the things I found amusing is that in the film, your character is writing things down on his arm to remember. And of course, Guy Pearce is in this movie from Memento, who spends the entire movie, tattooing himself and writing things down so he'll remember. I just found that, amusing.
Funnily enough, I hadn't seen Memento, even though I've worked with Chris Nolan, who directed Memento. I did watch it before we started working the film. I thought he was fantastic. I only knew Guy from LA Confidential on. I'm very proud to say he's a new friend and terrific actor. I think he really roots the whole film for me. I have a memory. Guy, Monica Bellucci too, wonderful actors. Very easy on the eye as well. It's just terrific. These are real pros. Do you know what I mean? Real professionals. It was a joy to work with them.
Oh, completely. It's one of the reasons I was interested in seeing the movie is when you have actors of this caliber. I'm like, oh, and Martin Campbell. Of course, I want to watch this and I want to help promote it. When I last spoke to you, you had recently wrapped on Marlowe, I think. So I'm just curious. Have you actually seen a rough cut of it?
Yes, I did. I've seen more than a rough cut. In fact, I saw it just 2 nights ago. It's still a work in progress, but it's pretty unique. And it pays a homage to Raymond Chandler, to the Marlowe character, wonderfully played by Bob Mitchum, Robert Mitchum, and Bogart, of course. Not that I emulate them at all. But it's wonderful Jessica Lange's in it, Diane Kruger, Alan Cumming. We've got a wonderful cast, So I was very pleased to see it. It's not finished, but enough. Certainly, it's locked, And we shot it in Barcelona and Dublin. That was standing in for Los Angeles 1937, if you would believe it. That was a joy. It was great to work with Neil again. We've done 4 films together now. And I've known Neil for over 40 years now. So he's terrific. He just gets better and better. But Marlowe it's a good film. It's good.
I'm very much looking forward to it. And William Monahan told me why they filmed in Spain for Los Angeles and about the architecture, and it still looks a certain way. I'm very excited to see it. I'm out of time. I just want to say congrats, and it's always a great day when I get to talk to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, you too, man. Thank you.